I got left in LA, huh?
Travel, sorry. Cool.
Hey, can we get an update on Tyree?
Yeah, I actually don't. We were just talking about it now. He hasn't gotten out of the medical deal with Chris Cortez and him, but last I heard it was a knee. Hopefully that's a limited knee.
Hey, Pete, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
I know that you want a ball control offense, so I'm not asking a question away from that. But do you want to see your offense be more aggressive? I understand you want to protect the football. I'm not asking you to change your philosophy, but do you want more aggressiveness?
Well, I think when you look at the offense, we look at the end result. There was a lot of plays called in the passing game that was to be aggressively thrown down the field. A lot of things factor into that. Protection, guys open, quarterback, all that stuff goes into play. So when I say ball control, I want to keep our defense fresh. And I want to be able to finish games in the fourth quarter like what happened to us. A big part of our game is our identity and being physical and being styled at the line of scrimmage, and that didn't happen yesterday. Defensively, it did until the fourth quarter, and they cracked us. And, it was a couple fits. It was, again, all fixable things. But when you talk about our offense, we got playmakers. We got to get the ball into their hands. We got to protect better, and we got to make quicker decisions at the quarterback position. It all goes into play. It's a group effort. It's not on one individual. Yes, sir.
Coach, the day after he was signed to the active roster, Charles Snowden got the start. Can you just talk about what you saw from him in practice that led you make that decision, and what did you see that you liked from him in the game?
I mean, we made a 53-man roster. We had 54. He's been the 54th guy. He was right there. So I thought he had a hell of a job, did a hell of a job in the preseason, did a really good job. And the reason he started is obviously because of the package that he was in on, so I don't think that was really the big reason why he started. But he gives us a lot of flexibility. He can play Sam linebacker. He can play defensive end. A lot of core for us, special teams guy for us as well. So I thought, for the limited reps that he got in practice, I thought he did a pretty good job. He showed up. I wish he would, take back that offsides penalty because we had a sack fumble on there, but I thought for the most part he showed up.
Watching video of the running game, what did you see in the video that you saw why it struggled and how can it be corrected?
Yeah, we didn't finish. We didn't finish up front. Running backs got to stay on track, and we got to run with better pad level, with our backs overall. I mean, some of these tackles, we got breakthrough arm tackles. And I think just up front, we got to finish. We got to stay on our blocks. I mean, they did an outstanding job. Hats off to them. They finished blocks and finished plays, and we didn't. And that has to start with us as coaches and the players doing it.
Tony, I know you're waiting to hear back on the results of Tyree's knee, but with Malcolm already on IR and Tyree possibly missing a little bit of time here, how aggressive do you guys then have to be in bringing in somebody potentially to address the depth at defensive end edge rusher?
Yeah, we got thin real quick. Telesco is working on that right now currently.
Rob Bowers had the second most receiving yards of any tight end so far this weekend. What were your thoughts? Game one of his professional career and what he can provide moving forward.
I thought we saw just a glimpse of what it is and what he can be. What I really was excited about was him in the run game. I thought he had some really good examples of some blocks out there on their defensive ends, 52 and 97. But again, like any rookie, it's his first game. I think he felt like he left some yards out there as well. But it was good for him to get into the flow of the game, get his first couple catches, make some plays, move the chains for us, and again, just keep involving him into our game plan.
I know you asked about the 4th and 1 decision last night, but just is it ever second guessing yourself on that decision, or is it how does that kind of play, fill out that process?
Yeah, I get analytics, I get, what's been going on, but the ball's at the 8-yard line. Our defense at the time has only given up 200 yards of total offense. That's the strength of our team.
Your calling card since you got this job is discipline. So yesterday there was some displays, penalties, whatever. Was that more, do you think, first game going out, or was it something that, you had to nip in the bud?
Yeah, well, we had 2 penalties, which, one was costly because it was on a big run, and then we had the offsides penalty. That was a sack. So we had 2 penalties in the game. The thing that's disappointing was just, obviously the little deal down there in the end zone. And I get it, we're protecting our teammate, but we never want to put ourselves in a position where it's possibly ejection, fines, or suspension down the road. We don't want to be that team, right? And again, the history of the Raiders has always been that team. But we don't want to have that, and our guys just got to be careful. Again, I love protecting one another and going to battle for one another, but if you throw punches or anything like that, you're in the wrong sport.
Have you had a conversation with players if they find themselves in a situation like Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill, say his name. Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Like, do you find, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. I was thinking, in America today, you got to be smart. Do your best to, listen to what the officer says and not put yourself in that position. I don't really know a lot of information that went into it, but, I would tell our guys just, be smart. It's different times.
Coach, you mentioned that you guys had fixable issues. Does that make the loss more frustrating, or do you leave the game encouraged because you can't fix the issues?
No, more frustrating because I thought, when you look at it, I'm just going from the offensive side of the ball. We had about 6 or 7 possessions where we're at midfield or in plus territory, and it didn't go the way we wanted it to go. We didn't finish. We make a big play with Brock, incomplete pass, 2 sacks, right? We get a 2-minute drill and we have a fumble. We get down there, we get an explosive run, we get a holding. Then the next play we fumble. It was just, the Raiders yesterday didn't do a good job of taking care of the Raiders. A little self-inflicted. Obviously, give credit to them, but there's things that we could just clean up and do a lot better. Details matter. Details matter, right? And I thought our guys played hard, the effort, everything. They competed their asses off, but at the end of the day, they created the plays and made the plays that we didn't.
AP, I understand a loss is a loss. There's no silver lining in the NFL, but watching the film, was there some positives maybe you didn't see from field level that you felt encouraged by?
Yeah, defensively, I'll start off. We got out of the gates very fast, just like we wanted. Patrick called the game aggressively. We got after, we hit the quarterback, we was affecting the quarterback, we pressured the quarterback. We was really good on third downs, good in the red zone, run defense, 83, 85 yards in the first half. Boom, we're playing the kind of game we want. Full court defense, half court offense with field position. Special teams, I thought, we made some plays there. We did a good job on number 12, really good returner. Thought we pinned him back, got a tackle inside the 15-yard line there. And then offensively, just like we'll make an explosive play and there'll be a negative. And just we couldn't put back-to-back good plays together. And that was frustrating. And again, to be honest, man, you want to get the run game going early. Every team in the National Football League, you watch them. Saw the Detroit Lions at the end of the night last night. The ability to run the ball, that's critical late in ball games, and we got to do that. We got to do a good job of finishing. It starts up front with our O-line, starts with our coaches as well, and then I'm gonna keep going to our backs, man. We got to run through contact. We got to run with low pad level. We got to run with a certain intent, and we didn't do that yesterday. It didn't show up enough.
You talked earlier, Antonio, about the need to stay level-headed, and then with the fight that happened and some possible suspensions and things like that. Are you worried about hearing anything like that? Have you heard anything yet?
That's above my pay grade. It's at the NFL offices now. Got to be a pro.
Sorry?
I said guys got to be pros, right? We play football, not boxing.
Alexander Madison gave you guys a few nice plays yesterday.
Who's it?
Alexander Madison.
Okay.
What do you see from him, not only as a runner, but a guy that can catch passes out of the backfield as well?
Well, I give him a lot of credit. Baby, his wife went in labor right before the game started. For him to stay focused like that, baby boy, he was born, I believe, last night. So congrats to him. But I thought he did a heck of a job. Every time he went in there, made plays, really good job also in pass protection for us. I thought, this was one of those games. You go in the game thinking, hey, listen, a lot of Zamir White and then Alex Madison make some plays. And as we go throughout the week, we'll look at that more and more.
Is that something that could happen where it's just stick with the hot hand at the time?
No, we got to be honest. I think we're just at that point offensively. Look, if it's Devontae, if it's Zamir, if it's Brock, if it's Big Mike, Jacoby, whoever it is, man, we got to do whatever it is to score more than 10 points. That's not going to be good enough in the National Football League. We understand that. That's the frustrating part about it. When you name all these names, you're saying, well, why? Well, listen, penalties and turnovers, that's the reason why. That hurts you.
That's it.
Let's go. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Christian, I know a loss is a loss, but are you able to separate from that how well you played yesterday?
Obviously, you work so hard throughout the off season, and you work so hard in training camp, and try to build the right stuff to produce wins. But something else we do talk about is the process over the result. Obviously, you want to win. You expect to win every game, or else, there's no point of going out there. So, but yeah, once you look at the tape, and once you, take a step back from it all, you can, start to process those things a little bit. But, even sometimes when you win, you don't play great. You don't play perfect. Obviously, that's what you want, win and loss columns. But there are things to find, there are positives, or lessons to learn from win, loss, or draw. So, yeah.
How frustrating does it get when the majority of the game you're able to stop the run and then it's like one or two plays here or there and it pops for a big one?
Yeah, that's just football. And then that's what keeps you humble in this game. You never have all the answers. You never, the job's never done until it's completely done. But that's just football. That's just how the game goes. But that's kind of what it was yesterday, and just things we can learn from as a team, and things we can learn from as a unit, and just build off of it moving forward.
Obviously, you got some reps with him in preseason and practice, but it's just different in the regular season game. Now having a full regular season game with Max Crosby, how confident or how encouraged about you two as a duo?
Yeah, we can definitely be better. It was good to definitely, kind of have a full game together and kind of make adjustments as we went, just as a defensive line, and kind of talk to each other and really, still continue to build that rapport and that relationship. He's a easy guy to play with because he's always going to bring energy and, always about the right stuff, and that's the thing I respect the most about him. But it's different when real bullets are flying. So, we'll continue to learn how to improve playing with each other, and try to continue to lead this defense and this team.
You've played Lamar before as a defensive lineman, his ability to cut and move at the last second. What are some things that make him so difficult to defend, Christian?
Yeah, he's definitely as good as it gets, as dynamic as it gets, the definition of a dual threat. He presents a great challenge to any defense in this league. So I'm sure, the coaches will work hard, Pat will work hard to get a good game plan together, so that way we can try and limit some of those things that he does. But even then, it's different when you still got to go against him. But I believe in our guys, and I believe in our our coaches and our scheme. So we're gonna rebound and lock in and do what we got to do this week to try to put ourselves in the best position.
You guys got pretty thin quickly at defensive end with Malcolm going on IR and then Tyree going down yesterday. How does that affect the lack of depth out there? How does that affect what you guys are trying to accomplish inside on the pass rush?
Yeah, that, and again, that's just kind of football. That's just how it goes. That kind of stuff's a part of the game, but you can't really slow us down. We just got to step up more, even on the interior, knowing when one of your brothers is down, or things might look a little different, or you might be thin in some areas. You just got to continue to lean on that brotherhood that we're building, and understand we don't have to be necessarily superheroes, but we definitely just got to be more locked in and focus, and and make sure we're doing our part, and playing hard, playing fast, playing physical, and being real detailed with our work.
Have you spoken with Tyreek Hill since yesterday?
I have not. I haven't. Obviously seen that, but I'm not really gonna speak on any of that stuff. Just anything that goes on around the league. It's just you see stuff. And it's just always tough to deal with. But I hope all that stuff, just kind of gets dealt with and handled.
You are a leader on this team. The young players look up to you. After you watch the film, I'm assuming you've seen the film already, but was there any young player that you felt like really stood out and had a good game?
Yeah, it was. I thought JB played a pretty solid game, and he did some stuff and gave us some energy, and thought he was very poised, especially for a second year player, a young guy. That was encouraging to see. And he's I kind of expected that from him. Really, he's had a good training camp. He's had a good off season, so I would say JB did some pretty solid things for us.
Christian, what are some positives that the defense can take into next week and build on before the Baltimore game?
Yeah, I think we can definitely do it. We have the guys to do it. We have the leadership. We have everything you want to be able to do, and just continue to put a good product out there each and every week. It's just the condition to be able to sustain it drive after drive, no matter what the situation is, where the ball ends up, any of that, no matter how many times we got to go there. Both mental, physical conditioning, and just, staying even killed. And I thought we just did a good job of kind of next play, not flinching, not blinking, and just kept playing ball. So that was definitely good to see, and it's encouraging moving forward.
The offense is struggling to put up points. Is there ever a conversation on the defensive side, like let's amp it up a little bit more, trying to get that ball back, or?
You just definitely continue to emphasize, just the pillars of our defense and the things we're built on. Just kind of just locking on your technique a little bit more, and you don't really necessarily think about stuff like that as the game goes on. You just whenever you got to go out there, let's just get off the field. That's our job, get the ball back to the offense. So, that's all the real big focus is, and That's where, what I felt guys did a good job of is just being locked in for the most part.
Antonio said earlier that you guys are playing football, not boxing, and yet when things happen like happened in the end zone yesterday, how hard is that to compartmentalize in the moment?
Yeah, no, that is true. It's definitely like, you don't ever really want stuff like that to happen. You hope it doesn't happen, and if anything like that does happen, you hope it's handled the right way, and that it's separated as quick, fast as possible. But yeah, like sometimes then things like that just happen. It is football. Sometimes when you got all these alpha males out there, there's going to be those situations. But when they happen, like I said, you just try to handle them the best way possible and just get it off the field, end it, and move on.
Yesterday was your first regular season game in front of Raider Nation. Being a Raider,
Yeah.
estimates of 70% of the crowd was Raiders. Would you just give us your impression being in another stadium?
Yeah.
That crowd?
No, I thought that was awesome. Definitely just a lot of great energy. And again, obviously disappointing, coming in losing fashion, but I just thought the energy was great. And, just my first game as a Raider was a fun one, and I'm always going to remember it, for the rest of my life. Just, it's just, so far, everything has been, a lot of what have I expected and even more. A lot of what I've heard from guys before I came here, even like talking to Jink and Adam Butler, they're like, hey, like, it's like that, you know what I mean? Who were my former teammates, just talking to them and, kind of things that, what everyone talked about. I mean, you see it a little bit, so it's nice. And, I definitely will remember this game, it just being my first in a Raiders uniform, so.
Thank you.